What's happening, everybody? This is Fari and I have a gameplay using the AN94 playing some domination on the map Hijacked. And in this video I will be doing a gun review on the AN94 as well as giving you guys some quick tips on how to play domination on the map Hijacked. So if you're a new player and you're not really sure how to play domination or the whole concept of domination, then I'll get to that later. But first, the AN94, and I like to start this off by saying that the AN94 is probably one of the most underrated guns ever. I don't really see a lot of people use it at this time when I'm playing. Now it's very popular, but it is an underrated gun. Everybody prefers using the MSMC or the PDW and other submachine guns like the MP7, but the AN94, I don't really see a lot of people use it, and it's a shame because it is a hidden gem, I like to say, because it's just beast. So the AN94 is unlocked at level 55. It's the very last assault rifle to be unlocked. I think in the whole gun category, it's the very last gun or weapon you unlock. And it has a minimum damage of 24 and a maximum damage of 40, so that's actually not bad. At close range, this gun is powerful. At long range, it has a reputation for being bad at long range, but I actually do fairly well at long range. Like, it's just like any other assault rifle, and the range will also be affected by the recoil, and the gun's recoil is kicking upwards, so it's not centered. It's not like the Type 25 where it kicks upwards and it sometimes strafes to the left or right, but it kicks upwards just like the Scar. The rate of fire is 600 rounds per minute, making it one of the slowest rate of fire guns right next to the Scar. And just like the AK-47 from previous Call of Duty titles, it has a slow fire rate, and it has a 30 clip magazine size, 40 with extended mags, and aim down sight time is 0.25 for ADS in and ADS out. The reload time is 2.39, and this is excluding attachments, so this is without quick draw or fast mag or any of that. And what really affects this gun killing at long range is the recoil. Now, I don't think that the gun actually loses damage at long range. I think it's more of because the gun has a fairly uncontrollable recoil. Now, I think they did some patching, but at this time, the gun's recoil was actually not bad. You'll see me take out head glitchers in that particular building, and the recoil, I think, is what makes people sort of lose their long-range gunfights. Like there, you see, that was just because of poor reaction timing, but I think that the recoil on this gun is actually fairly good. And the attachments I'd recommend is the stock and quick draw attachment. Now, the stock is actually one of those like subjective things. Like, I personally like to use the stock because I like to use the strafing method to win my gunfights, but you can use any attachment. If you hip fire a lot, then you can use the laser sight. I don't really hip fire too much in this game, but if you want, you can do that. And the quick draw attachment is, of course, just really effective on this gun because, as I said, this gun is really effective at close range, and it really is important to have the ability to aim down the sight fast. And if you combine quick draw and what's it called, the dexterity perk, then you can have a deadly close range gun and you can win most gunfights with it. Now, you're all thinking, with that dreaded recoil, it's probably best to use the foregrip, but actually I think that the foregrip is not really that useful on the AN94. Like, for some reason it has little or no effect at all. This gun is just like the Scar H. Even if you put the foregrip, it doesn't really do that much. It's just sort of like no effect. So I don't really recommend using the foregrip. The silencer, I don't really like the feel of the gun when you're using a silencer on it. It just feels kind of weird, and I think it also changes the recoil a bit. I don't know, I've noticed something about the recoil pattern changes. And overall, I'd rate this gun an 8 out of 10. The reason why I rate an 8 is probably just because of its recoil and fairly long reload time. So you can use fast mags if you have trouble reloading. You don't really like the reload, but there you go. So that's my gun review for the AN94. I highly recommend you guys try it out if you haven't, and let me know how it works out for you. So now I'm gonna get into playing domination on the map Hijacked. So Hijacked is a small map. It's one of the small maps in this game. And for playing domination, it is important that you hold down B and one other flag. Do not triple cap. Now, I know that noobs, or I should say new players, they're gonna think it's best to triple cap because you get more points out of it, and more points means easier win. However, this can totally backfire, because what happens when you triple cap is that you mess up the spawns, and this happens a lot of times is that while you're busy trying to capture that last flag, they might spawn right next to B, and they're gonna capture B, and they might also capture the other flag that you were holding down, the first flag you held down, and that results in like a backfire, because now you're gonna be triple capped, or spawn trapped. And that's it for my commentary. I'll see you guys.